In today's video, I'm going to be breaking down Amen Thompson and how he is able to be such an amazing player and a potential top lottery pick in the NBA draft up in the upcoming years. So let's get down and let's check him out. Okay, so the first thing I really want you to watch is how he's able to change his speed and height of his shoulders to attack the basket. So right now he's basically just jogging, in this case skipping up the court, standing straight up. This is important because now when he attacks, right here, he has a big negative step that's going to engage the Achilles, which is the springiness to your explosiveness when you're attacking the basket, and he gets his shoulders below the shoulders of his defender. This will give him speed, but also leverage to be able to attack the basket. At this point, when he attacks the basket inside the three-point line, he limits his dribbles to only 2 dribbles. The reason why this is important is because now, if he was to dribble a third time, these help side, or I shouldn't say help side, but these help defenders, or these players who are trying to reach in, would steal that ball away. However, here he's able to get the and one call. Now in this next clip, we're actually checking out his defense, and his defense is actually quite solid. Here he fights over top of the screen. Now you always want to try and fight over a screen because if you go underneath, that's going to give the advantage to the offensive player. So by going over top, you can stay with your man, and then here he's able to stick with and keep up with his man as well. He was able to speed up a bit and get in front to cut him off so that that man didn't have a lane to the basket. One overlooked thing when players are saying that they're good themselves. So there's a lot of players who will say, I'm the man. But there's one thing that's overlooked, and that is being able to pass, but also push the ball up the court as fast as they can. Anytime that you've got players up court, you need to get them the ball. You need to be looking up court right away because this can get your team a lot of wins by pushing that ball up court. So now in this next clip, he's dribbling up court and he's faced with a defender who is in okay defensive stance, but his heels are on the ground. He's a stationary defender and his feet are planted, which means that you need to attack the middle of the court because this man's back is to you. And by attacking the basket now, you are basically going 3-on-1. And that's always going to lead to a basket, in this case, a dunk for Thompson. And his shooting stroke is pretty solid as well. We can see that his shoulder and elbow are in line with the rim and that ball is over top of his upper arm. This creates what I call the shooting triangle, which will always give you a straight shot. His body is tilted away from the basket because, unlike the old school coaches, you don't want to be square to the basket. You want to be tilted away so that it's comfortable to get your shoulder and elbow in line because that is the most important thing in your shot. And then when he releases, his elbow is at forehead height, which is the bare minimum that you want to have, but he has a nice soft wrist flick straight forward and makes a high percentage of his threes as well. One thing that we can look at is the drop on his shot, which is about 42-43 degrees, which is within that range what you want to see for, of course, shooting the three-point shot. Too high of an angle will have the ball bounce out if it hits the rim. Too low of an angle will have a lower chance of going in, obviously due to physics. And then when he attacks the basket, this is something that a lot of old school coaches will say never to do, to leave your feet when you're passing the ball. But what this actually does for you is it gets your defenders off the ground, but it also freezes players who are in the key in this case. So by him attacking the basket and leaving his feet for that pass, it's giving him different angles to be able to pass to, but also freezing this man thinking that he could be going for the shot, and when in reality he's kicking it out to the corner for a wide open three-point shot for his teammate. His teammate missed though. Now this spin move is absolutely fantastic, and I'm going to explain why. See, when you're doing a spin move, you want to hook your foot, in this case the right foot, behind the right foot of your defender. This will lock him behind your back, which will allow you to lock him behind your back and of course get that open lane to the basket, in which case he missed but got the foul call. Also, passing well, jumping and passing along the baseline is actually quite beneficial, because now what you can do is jump essentially out of bounds. It gives you better angles to pass, but by attacking the baseline and then kicking the ball out, what that's doing for you is it's giving you an opposite angle to the basket, where most of these defenders will have their back to the baseline in most cases, in which case you can find some great options to pass to, or in this case, you'll have a lot of players who are looking at you and not looking at players who are out on the perimeter, and you can get some open baskets for your teammates just by doing a hammer pass like that. I hope that these tips help you become a better basketball player. If they do, hit that like button, subscribe. Make sure to go check out my hardest basketball shooting workout down in the description below. And I'll see you guys again next time.